Hello 99 Army, boys and girls, and welcome back to another storytime video. And today, I'm going to tell you about how I got hurt whilst trying to jump over a fire hydrant. Now, this happened last December on a Friday, so let me just set the mood for you guys. Well, not really set the mood, but let me just start it off by saying this. Well, I already told you guys it was Friday morning, but it was Friday morning, the first Friday of December. I woke up, edited down my daily video for the day, and then I got ready for school. Which I didn't really want to go to school, but, gonna have to. So, you know, fourth block. My English class, last period of the day, get to there, skip to there because that's really where it starts. And we don't get too far into the class before the fire alarm goes off. Now, we had already had a drill not too long before, so this was not a scheduled drill. So, I just walk out there with my class, and I looked at a fire hydrant, and I thought, oh, I'm gonna Mario this. So I walk up to it, stop for a second, and try to jump over it. And I can't remember if the fire trucks came before or after when I jumped over the fire hydrant. But regardless, they came eventually. And I missed jumping over the fire hydrant, and I clipped my nuts. No joke, I clipped my nuts. And I had, first of all, ruined a pair of pants, and while this is in the end, like the seam had just ripped down, like right next to the zipper, but anyway. Okay, so I remember jumping up, and this was last December, the first Friday, so this wasn't too long ago, but so I remember jumping up and trying to hurdle over it, but I remember being on it for a second before I face planted into the ground. And I was feeling this immense pain because I cut up, my nuts. And it was the worst pain I had ever felt in my entire life to date. And my English teacher and my math teacher, whom I had the previous class, was there, and I'm down on the ground. And no, I did not cry, believe it or not. I know some of you are gonna be like, oh no, you cried, James. Like, no, I didn't. I seriously didn't. But So I'm on the ground, and my English and math teacher is telling me to get up. It's like, I can't get up. I feel paralyzed on the ground. Which I really did feel paralyzed on the ground. I mean, I could not get up at all. And, I mean, I felt like I was on the ground for a good 5 to 10 minutes. And once I finally got up, my English teacher was like, "Oh, I'm gonna get the assistant principal." I'm like, "No, please, no." So, uh, so the assistant principal is very strict on dress code, okay? Well, that particular assistant principal. So, boys have to have a solid color shirt. It doesn't matter if it's a polo or not, button up, or just regular shirt. And you have to have pants that are on the waist, so you can't sag your pants. Like, thank God, because I don't. It looks bad whenever people sag their pants. I mean, nothing against those people, but anyway. So she sees the tear in my pants, and I think you can see a little bit of my underwear through the ripped pants. I mean, it is ripped pretty much all the way down. Like like the height of my zipper, however much it goes up and down is however much it was ripped. Pretty much next to the zipper, so they were unsalvageable. Yeah, my grandfather is now using them for rags, so they have a second life. But anyway, my the assistant principal almost got me for out of dress code, and had I not put my jacket around my waist, I would have gotten in trouble for out of dress code. Now, before I continue this story, some of the people in my English class told me that they saw blood where I was down on the ground. So I was bleeding. Okay, before you think that I'm making a big deal over nothing. Yeah, I tore my nuts pretty badly. So I don't know how I can stress that enough. But anyway, I go with my English. Well, I walk back limping back to my English class. And since my English teacher and assistant principal were talking about it all, uh, my classmates had gone in a different path, so I think they all got in trouble for not being where they were supposed to. And I was sitting in the classroom for like a couple of minutes alone in my seat, and sooner or later, well, over the course, well, once I stopped being alone over after those couple of minutes, my English teacher walks in and is like, and she says, "James, would you like to go to the nurse?" Because my assistant principal offered it, told my English teacher to offer it to me. And I was still hurting really, really freaking badly at this point, so I'm like, okay, why don't I just do that? So she, my assistant principal, escorts me down to the principal's office, and I had to go down some stairs. Now, I almost had to have help going down the stairs, the few stairs that we had. Like, thank God I didn't have to go up. But anyway, we get in the nurse's office. Sorry, I probably need some water at some point. But anyway, we get into the nurse's office, and I get back to the table back there where she has this curtain so that no one can see the person back there. But before that, she gives me an ice bag and calls up my mom to tell her to come pick me up. And this was at like 2 o'clock. And, you know, I mean, eh. So, my mom comes and picks me up after I've been sitting on the table for like 10 minutes. I'm texting a couple of my friends. And, you know, my mom drove me back home, and she said that she kind of laughed over the phone because I heard the phone conversation between the nurse and my mom, and the nurse was like, Miss Beep, because I'm not going to say my last name, or my mom's name. I can't remember if she said my last name or my mom's name, but in any event, I'm not going to say either. So she was saying something like, Miss Beep, we will need you to pick up your son. He has hurt his and well, she took a pause there. She was like, because he hurt his testicles. And she kind of said it sheepish like that. So, I mean, I felt awkward because, well, she was talking on the phone, looking straight forward and stuff, just like normal people. But when she said, but she looked over at me during her pause, or right before pause, and during her pause, and while she said testicles. Because I guess she was looking for a word that wouldn't really make me feel awkward, but the fact that she had that pause made me feel pretty awkward. And, you know, as you hear, Olivia is dying in the room next to me. No, I'm just kidding. But anyway, I go back home, uh, which my mom had to drive. Otherwise, I would have driven because, I like driving. Because, and I still had a very, very noticeable limp. I mean, it hurt so badly. It was like if someone, which I've never gotten shot before, so I don't think I have. So it was kind of like someone shoot you in a couple of the legs, maybe a couple of, maybe both of your feet too, and maybe both of your arms, but doesn't kill you. And the pain is so much. But, uh, you know, go home. My mom tells me to take some ibuprofen, but I'm like, but I don't really like taking medicine. So I'm like, hold on, let me just wait to see if the pain goes down and see if I need to take some. So I wait, and I get home at like 2:30, by the way. So I wait until like 6 o'clock, and then, well, maybe 7 o'clock, and then I finally take it. I finally take the ibuprofen, and at this point, before I took the ibuprofen, it was still as intense as first when it happened, as it first happened, and yeah, I mean, I took the ibuprofen and I was fine within like 10 to 15 minutes. Oh, and before I end this story off, I would just like to say that I did not get in trouble with the assistant principal or the school or with my parents. I don't know. I I know some of you would be like, "Did you get in trouble?" I don't know why I'd get in. Excuse me. I don't know why anyone would get in trouble with their parents for it. I mean, I can see how some unfair parents, just like in the last story time, Susan's mom would be that way. I'm sorry, guys. I haven't really eaten breakfast yet. That's why I'm tired. But in any event, uh, oh, and the assistant principal that helped me out also said that I could have been arrested for jumping over the fire hydrant because it's public property. And I was thinking, well, if that's true, then a lot of people have got to be arrested because, public property is everywhere. But, yeah, I don't know if that's true or not. I mean, you guys can comment down below if it's true or not. But I know I'm gonna have a joke or two at some point, like, oh, James, that's how white you are. You can't even jump. I haven't really jumped since. So yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed my story about me failing to jump over a fire hydrant. And so yeah, I will see you all in the next story time video. And until then, thank you all for watching.